Hi, my name is Katie Helliwell. I am the psychic expert. I've got over 20 years experience working with spirit, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping content every single day to this channel. All you need to do is like and subscribe, and also just let me know if what I'm producing for you is actually what you really want to see, or if there's any other content that you've been thinking about and would like to know more insight on. There is nothing I can't explain and give you insight on, so it'll be a pleasure to hear from you. Also, please make sure you follow all my other channels as well, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook business page. If you go into the description on this video, can't get my words out, if you go into the description, you will be able to see the links there to my Facebook group, Talk Spirit to Me. I'm live in there 3 times a week, and it'd be a pleasure to have you. Anyway, enough from me. Enjoy the trainings.
Right, so we're going to talk today about your spiritual experiences and what you've had, because you've all had such different experiences, and I kind of want to shed a bit of light on them, because I remember back in my day when I would have spiritual oddities occur and I'd have no one to talk to about it. You know, it wasn't the time where you could have Googled and said, oh, why did I have that visitation in a dream, or didn't even know what a visitation actually was. Or why did I see shadows out the corner of my eyes? Or why am I seeing 111 everywhere? Or why did I just think of somebody and then they appeared? Or why did I experience a smell during a reading that was so overpowering? What was it actually meaning? What was it telling me? Why do I feel like my spirit guides have changed? Do your spirit guides change? Like, there were so many things that were happening and I couldn't understand. And one particular, when I lived at home, we used to have, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, in our old house where I grew up, we used to have like footsteps. I don't want to scare you all, but like footsteps going up the stairs. Like, you know when you hear someone running up the stairs, and I don't know about you guys, but we all know everyone's walk and run. So if any of the girls run up the stairs or Mr. H runs up, I'm like, oh, it's Mr. H. Oh, it's Henry. Oh, it's the girls. And I know which girl it is because based on their footsteps. But in my old house with mum and dad, where I first saw my first spirit, you'd hear like running up the stairs, but then I'd know that it was not my dad, it wasn't my brother, it wasn't my mum. So I was like, oh, it's spirit, oh, it's spirit. And I was like, why do they do that? They either walk really slowly up the stairs, like really creepy, or they just run up. But I knew, and I'd be like, oh no, here they are, they're here, they've arrived. And I'm like, oh. So for ages, I couldn't understand why they would do that, why they would walk up the stairs, why they would feel the need to make it loud, like why they would feel the need to run almost, like to grab your attention, think, oh God, are they going to appear? Like, it was just, I didn't understand any of it. And because I didn't understand, and I think this is a human thing, because when we don't understand what's going on around us, it creates a little bit of an air of unsure and doubt and wonder and like a disconnect a little bit from spirit. But when you understand what's happening and you know what is going on and what the reason is behind it, or that it's common, or it can often lead to this or something else, I think it just helps your development and it helps you build that trust with your guides. So I don't want you all sat there wondering what is going on and why you're having these oddities or why this is occurring. I want you to have the answers. So I've come on here to give you some answers. And also I do think if you're just interested in spirituality as a whole, and you're just here in this group now because you want to learn a bit more about it and just gain a little bit of an understanding, whatever level you're at, whether you're fully established or already working as a light worker, I think you can really learn from people's experiences. So I think what's going to come through on these sessions now, what we're going to answer, is really going to help you. So there we go. So good morning, everyone. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just in a flow. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Dawn. How is everyone today? Hello, Shell, darling. Hello, hello. Welcome to all the newbies in the group as well. My name is Katie Helliwell. I'm a psychic medium and I'm a spiritual business coach. So I will help you understand your spiritual gifts, unlock them. This group is free. I go live regularly. I will be letting you know when I'm going live, and you'll see things in the top of this group. There's like a feature post, and if you scroll across, you'll see the dates I'm actually live, and I always put reminders out anyway, so don't worry. You are welcome to watch us on replay. You are welcome to be live with us and be present with us if you can. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. So don't worry if you're in a different time zone. Don't think you're being left out. You're not at all. I'm going to give you so much value in this group, but it's very much focused around spiritual development, connecting to your guides, connecting to your spiritual gift, understanding you, understanding what's going on with you, and where you can actually build your spiritual connection. So that's what this group is about. I will be offering you a chance to come on board and train with me closer through my psychic school and a few other bits and bats I've got going on. But that will all be announced later on I'd say later on this month, but probably more into March. I want you all to get to know me. I want you all to get to know yourselves and make the connection. And can I just say thank you to everyone that's messaged saying that they've learned so much already. That makes me so happy that you guys have started this journey and you've learned so much. It's just like, that just makes me really happy. So thank you for all those gorgeous messages. What was the other thing I was going to say to you all? Yeah, so this group is completely free, but there will be offers to work with me closely, which are paid offers. So I don't want you to be surprised or think, oh, I didn't realise that was the case. It will be offered to you, but you don't obviously have to pay. You don't obviously have to sign up. If you feel pulled to it and you think it's something you want to do, then you'd be very, very welcome. I am going to be hosting every month a masterclass, which is going to be really, really good. It's going to be intense. It's going to be in the evening as well, just to make it more easier for everyone to attend live, because it is something I would like you to attend live. And it's going to be intense every month. It's going to be something that's really key, something that's really transformational, just to give you even more insight. So get ready, everyone, for that. You are going to love it. Okay, we've got Marie, we've got Jane, we've got Pauline, hello. So I am going to help you all now with your spiritual oddities and understand why you've gone through your spiritual oddities, why they've happened to you. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so Monica, hello Monica. I'm going to read this out for you all. So if I'm looking down, I'm just reading the screen. So I made this drink and I haven't even drunk it. So, yes, please, Katie. Blessings to you. You're amazing. Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing for all of us who are lost at times and are helping all of us learn about our individual life experiences and journey into spiritual realms and awakening. You are welcome. Thank you. So Monica's saying, my first experience was at a young age, preschool years, when I seen spirits in the house I grew up in well into my early teens. This is very normal, guys. However, I had no idea what they actually were, so created this fear of being in my room on my own and encountered nightmares. So my parents had me believe. I remember them trying to get my attention by grabbing my feet, and even stealing my bed sheets. My parents made me believe there was no such thing as ghosts and to cut it out. So I must have somehow turned like a switch of the ability off for many years. It wasn't until my mid-20s when I went through a bad separation and was on my own raising 2 young boys. I had elder son, 4 or 5 at the time, talking to someone and playing ball with this spirit and asking my son about the boy who he was playing with. It became known to me that I had the gift of claircognizance. I only became aware of my gift upon investigation as to why there was this young boy in my home playing my son. That I found out from the real estate agent that 12 months prior to me living there, that young boy had passed away in the home. Oh, bless him. Oh, since then I've stayed open with my gift. Only 11 years ago, I had my nan come to visit me and was holding me, telling me that she's proud of me and that she wished she were able to have a better relationship, but loved me very much and is no longer in pain. Oh, I love that. After this episode, I rang my estranged mother after not speaking with her for many years, bluntly asked if my nan died. No answer. I asked again. I want nothing from you, so do not worry, just answer me. Did my nan pass? After the long silence, she said yes 3 months ago. And why was I asking? And from that moment, I realised I was never crazy as a kid. Around 2 years ago, I started to share my gift with work colleagues. Well done you, that's amazing. And believe me, it was the scariest thing I've ever had done when spirits come to me on before my shift starts and being asked to pass some messages and seeing their reaction of shock and tears. I have told my colleagues congratulations on their pregnancies when they haven't even been told any family members yet. These are just a few examples. Again, thank you for all you do. Love from Australia. Welcome, Australia. Okay, so there's so much here. There's so much here. So firstly, let me just go into this in a bit more detail. So Monica, when you saw spirits at a young age, and this goes for all of you, if you saw spirits at a young age, and then if you are still seeing spirits in your teens, then you are naturally open and have a stronger gift. Everyone's gifted, everyone's got ability, but the ones that had it when they were younger, but then kind of unable to zone out from it, are the ones that are normally meant to go on this path and do something with it, and either work with spirituality or here for a bigger purpose to maybe empower other light workers, but there's a bigger purpose to it. The ones, because every child's massively psychic, because all children don't have filters. So you may notice if you've got young children that they will often look around, especially babies, toddlers, and they'll talk and they'll look around like this and they'll smile and things, and it's because they don't have that filter that there's nothing there. So going back to it, when you've got a psychic child and your child is seeing things and experiencing spirit, if they are not naturally meant to go down this road, but it's not the path for them, it will stop around the age of about 7 to 8. They'll naturally realise that everyone around them can't quite see what they see, and they'll put blockers up, and because they can put the blockers up, it will zone it out. If the child isn't able to actually, by the time they're 7 or 8, put the blockers up, that means that they are very, very active, they're very gifted, in which case they are meant to go on and do this in a bigger setting, in a higher, more prominent way. So they are the children that need the most nurturing and looking after, and you need to understand what type of gift they actually have. So back then, back in our time, not too long ago, that wasn't really available. Spirituality was still frowned upon. It was still, there's not a lot of context out there. Parents, could try their best, but they wouldn't have been able to really advise us in the right way. Whereas now, the next generation are so lucky and are going to become so empowered and so enlightened, because it's so much more different now, isn't it? It's so much more socially accepted, and yeah, it's just so different. It's so different. So that's the first thing I want to say. When they grab your attention, so people, I used to say spirit is so wonderful and so loving. Why do they grab our feet and grab the bed covers and terrify us and stuff? But you've got to remember that they're trying everything to get our attention. And yes, they could go on a course. We should sign them up for a course. How to behave when you are a spirit and you are trying to meet and connect with your person that you have, the human that is open. I think we should sign them up. Do you know what? I think we should. We should literally say, here you go, spirit, here's a course. You need to do this. You need to learn some manners, boundaries. This is what it is. Because I kept saying, why, if they're so beautiful, why if this is a gift, why do we have people dragging the sheets off us and pulling our feet? How dare they? Like, how dare they do that? The only person that should be able to do that is your parents, to get you out of bed for school in the morning. So it shouldn't be allowed. But again, it boils down to boundaries. So it's like a toddler. If you don't tell a toddler what you can and can't do, toddler's going to rule the house. So you have to have boundaries for everything, and also boundaries in every aspect of your life. If you are a person that naturally gives to people, but then, and these people are good-hearted souls that love you, but if you don't put the boundaries up, it's going to be very, very hard for them to not keep going and asking of you, because you always do it and you look like you're coping and you look like it's okay and like it's a breeze. So why wouldn't they keep coming to you? So you never get out of that cycle. It's a vicious cycle. So that's what I would say. Boundaries, number one. Number two, if this happens and it's still very, very strong in you, if anyone's experienced this as a child and it was very, very strong throughout your childhood into your early teens, 20s, you were a light worker. You're meant to be working with spirit. So this is amazing, and obviously you needed a bit of proof that you were gifted, and that's what you got through your nan coming forward to you, which is just a beautiful experience. It's so lovely to have you here, and thank you so much for being part of this community. It's so nice that we're building all this community, don't you think, guys? Everyone, by the way, on replay, give me a hashtag replay. I have seen your comments. I've been smiling to myself, been having little smiles, reading all your comments. So thank you for tuning in when you can. I appreciate you all spending your time here. So let's move on to another scenario and give explanation on this one. So this is from Kim. I've not read any of these, by the way. I'm reading them live with you now. Okay. Since joining this group on Monday, many things have become clear. Ooh, that's so good. Monica, I've just answered your question. You'll have to watch it on replay. Since Monday, I have a kind of feeling that I'm finally on the right track. This gives me a lot of peace. This is so good. That's what Spirit do. They bring you peace. But my neck has been bothering me since Monday. I feel like it's a blockade that I have to solve. I also have a lot of ear ringing and jitters in my head. I can't wait to continue this journey of discovery. Okay, so anything where you've got pain in your body, firstly, disclaimer, if it continues, please go and seek medical advice, because sometimes things aren't spirit, they are genuinely, you've got a pain or you've got something that needs addressing. However, what we can find often with people with back problems, neck problems, shoulder problems, it's vibration that's stored in the body that congeals in more likely the back and the neck or down that side of the body. So if anyone suffers repeated back problems, obviously go and get medical advice, of course. And sometimes it can be that it's nerve damage, it's a slipped disc, it's, you know, arthritis, it could be all sorts of different things. However, I have found to be true that what happens when it's maybe a sudden onset, or in this case it is for Kim, is that it is something that you need to release. So it's an emotion. It's maybe, because what happens with spiritual work is it highlights different things within our body that we need to work on ourselves. Because to be spiritually connected to spirit, you've got to be really connected to yourself. And then when you become connected to yourself, you start noticing things within you and around you that actually need addressing or looking at or improving. So that around your neck is a sign that there is something there that you need to cleanse. So in that situation, what I would do is say to your guides, whether you built a relationship with them or not, doesn't matter, they'll still listen to you. But say to your guides, I acknowledge that the block is there. I can feel it. I am working on myself every single day. I am proud of the journey I'm on. Thank you so much for helping me find spirituality and comfort and teaching in such a safe environment. I will do everything I can. Please alleviate any blockage and pain, and I will work on me every single day. So that way it's like you're acknowledging it, you're acknowledging there's a block, you're letting your guides know that you're going to work on it, that you're going to cleanse and you're going to keep connecting for you, but you're going to release this over time that suits you. Because sometimes if we release our blocks like that, which everyone wants to do, your body's got used to living with that block. Your body, your human body, not your spiritual body, but your human body's got used to living with that block. So sometimes when we take it away like that, it can be like, well, who the hell are we? And it can actually do more damage. So we need to allow it to actually come out of us nice and slow and ease out, just nice and ease. So if we let spirit know that we're working on us, we're connecting on us, and could they do their part as well to help us, it will really accelerate that for you and just have everything moving away from you a lot quicker. So I hope that makes sense. Ear ringing is just a reminder that you need to come and talk to them. So you need to say and lean on them, spirit guides, angels, can you help me with this? I'm looking forward to guidance. And if you don't know what to ask your angels, because sometimes it's like, well, what do I actually ask them? Like, I feel a bit stupid. Like, oh, I don't know, I'll ask them. Can I ask them for something like that? Is that allowed? Is that all right? Is there a protocol? Is there a list I have to go down? Are they going to frown at me? They're going to think I'm weird if I ask this, that and the other. And the rule is there are no rules. Whatever's important to you is important to your guides. And if there are no rules, if I can't say to you, these are the top 10 things you must ask your angels for, because 4 of them things you could be thinking, Katie's a bit hard asking for that. And you won't relate to it. So if you don't relate to it, it's not going to work for you. So it's all about finding what works for you, what relates to you. And the ringing in the ears and the itching is because you're trying to do life by yourself and you've got a spiritual team. So no matter how silly or how big the request is, just ask. Ask and they'll hear you. You get the guidance. And the other thing as well that you have to release sometimes is that you get used to doing life by yourself. Who's got used to doing life by themselves and working everything out by themselves, that you end up just thinking, well, you know, I could ask for help, but I've usually got it sorted. I usually manage it in the end. So yeah, it's not really a massive deal. Would be a big problem? No, probably not. I can get it done. Like, so many of us think like that. You know, we don't need to do it, don't need to ask. But it's not a case of needing to, it's available. It's like me saying to you, I don't need a car, I could walk everywhere. Take me hours, but I could walk everywhere. I've got legs, but I want to be able to actually get places quicker. So I'm going to use the car, and I want to be able to sit in comfort. I want to have a heater on, and I want to be able to sing my songs, and I want to be able to just cruise around. And so that's why. So just because you can do something by yourself doesn't mean you always should. So just be mindful of that. Am I making sense, by the way? You're all very quiet. So either I'm boring you all or you're deeply, intently listening, which I hope it's the latter. Just totally missed my mouth with the coffee, look. There's no way I can really hide that live. Missed my mouth because I was trying to talk whilst I'm sipping. There we go. Hello, Sarah. Hello. Right, okay, so I'm going to come to some more now. Jessica says, what does it mean? This is Jessica Ellis. Thank you, Jessica. What does it mean when you hear the same song on the radio? I've heard the same song 4 times in 2 days. Okay, so when you hear the same song, firstly, I'm very much a realist. So sometimes on the radio, they do genuinely just repeat songs. So what the difference I'm looking for here, Jess, I've got a daughter called Jessica, so I'll call her Jess. So what the difference is that we're looking for here, Jessica, is how do you feel when the song comes on? So it's not the fact that it's been repeated. Hang on, guys, I'm going to have to zip this up because you can see my coffee stain that I've just dribbled down it. So it's not that the song's been repeated, it's because that could technically be a radio. And the reason I'm saying that to you, and don't think I'm being like a doubting Thomas here, but the reason I'm saying that is because I want you to understand when it is actual coincidence and just a fact that the radio do repeat songs, and when it's actually your guides. Because then if you know the difference, and we're realists about this, you're going to have that connection to them a lot quicker, and you're going to be really tight with your guides, which is what we're aiming for. So how did the song make you feel? Like, did something... So I've had messages from Spirit through a song. And how it's been is, the song's been on, I've not known what the song actually is, the song didn't mean anything to me, I was just in the car, and then heard it, but then all of a sudden, a sentence or a lyric came out of the song that was really powerful, and it was almost like the radio had been turned up out of nowhere, like the volume had gone up, and then the words like panged into my head. I can't even, almost like, so for example, the words, this is an example where we've got you, it was like blah de blah, background music song, and then loud, we've got you, like, and it's almost like literally like the words go across your eyes, depending on how you receive Spirit. You hear it full pelt, and you're like, whoa, what was that? Did I just turn the radio up? What? And then it grabs you. So it's got to be something that grabs you. So did it grab you because you heard it 4 times and you thought, is there a message there? If that's the case, it probably wasn't a message for you. But if it's a case of there's something about this song, or there's something about that sentence, or you get the goosebumps, or you get the tickle on your scalp, or you get this feeling, this inner knowing that there's something more from it, then that's your guides communicating through the songs. Do you get that? Do you guys get it? Is that the difference explained well? Let me know. Angel numbers, ringing in ears, and shadow people. Yeah, so angel numbers again, it's about how you actually feel. So I could see 11:11 on the clock and think, oh yeah, it's 11:11, yay, 11:11. But when I actually am asking for something, or something big's coming through on like a conversation or a message, or on a live stream, or with a client, like very often I've had, like, because I work with business clients, we do tuning into their businesses and helping them with spiritual connection. And as I'm having a breakthrough and seeing something big that's coming up for them in their businesses and how they can navigate it, it can be that it's like 333 on the clock, and I'm going, and the client's like, wow, what was that? I don't understand what just happened there. You've just had a massive breakthrough with me. And I'm like, and it's 333. And they're like, oh my God, what does that mean? So it's when something's happening, like a big breakthrough or a big moment, a big conversation, but then also when it grabs your attention but makes you feel a certain way. So it's always about how it makes you feel, or how it makes you, like, what's going on around you. So it could be that my clients have left me messages, they leave me voice messages, and they're talking about something, they're like, oh my God, breakthrough, and then their conversation is like 2 minutes 22 seconds long, and they're like, oh, did you see that? I've just had a breakthrough and the angel numbers are 222. So it's all different ways that it comes through, but fundamentally it's always about how you feel and how it grabs your attention. And that's the key to it all. Shadow people. So shadow people mean different things. So shadow people to me, I used to get a lot of shadow people. I was ill for a long time, so I had endometriosis. If anyone's ever had it, it's horrific. And I had underdiagnosed celiac disease. So I had two things. I was eating wheat, I didn't know I was allergic, and I had endometriosis. So my stomach was a mess. I cannot stress to you, I was absolutely crippled in pain. And couldn't find the wood for the trees, because obviously it wasn't clear what it actually was to the poor doctors. They tried everything. We got there in the end, but it took about 7 years. It was awful. I was in and out of hospital all the time. So in that time, when an attack was coming of endometriosis, because my cycle was all over the place, I couldn't really track it, or if I'd eaten a lot of pasta or carbs that day, and there's obviously excessive wheat and gluten in them, again, blissfully unaware, didn't know I couldn't. And then I would all of a sudden see shadow people in my hallway. And I'd say to Mr. H, I'd be like, oh no. And he'd go, what? And I said, the people are here, the people are here. And he's like, okay. And he said, well, just ignore them then, just ignore them. But I knew what the people meant. So the shadow people, this isn't to say it means the same for you, but the shadow people to me were here because I was going to be ill. I was going to be back in hospital, something was going to happen. And lo and behold, within 2 days, I'd be back in hospital. I'd be crippled, you know, with excessive menstrual cycle problems. I can't explain without saying the words. And I'm conscious there's some men in this group. And some people who just don't want to talk about these things, and quite, you know, rightly so. And then I would also have the other problem of excessively going to the toilet because of having wheat. So I knew it was coming. So the shadow people were there to kind of support and warn me. And that's the first time when I started making that correlation that I realised that the shadow people weren't bad people. Because if you've ever watched the film Ghost, have you seen the film Ghost, guys? And have you seen it when the person dies and then the devil people come? They're like black shadows, aren't they? And they come running up to the body. And so I associated a black shadow or a shadow, dark shadow, with like negative things. But those shadow people were just spirit that I couldn't see because I wasn't fully activated in my gift, but I had the vision activated, and those shadow people are actually there to support. So I think that's what sometimes we have to remember. They're not always there as a negative, they're there as a support as well. Let's have a look. Oh, someone's put, I want to thank you for listening to us all. You are so welcome. I love it. This is like my heaven. I absolutely love it. This is the best thing ever. But I've just realised the time, guys. I'm going to have to go. Let me just see when we are next live. Is everyone enjoying this? Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just literally seeing nothing coming up on here. Ah, I love all these comments. I'm so sorry, I've only just seen them. They weren't coming up on my phone. And I was reading the old ones on here. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we haven't got any new dates, so I need to put some new dates in for the next live streams. Are you actually all enjoying these? Are you finding it useful? Let me know. Is there anything that you would like me to actually cover in more depth? You're loving it? Ah, oh, thank you. I feel like something is there, but it isn't. Yeah, it will be. There's always stuff around you. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. I need things in simple terms, Debbie. I can't cope with anything technical or complicated, so I like to make things very simple. Let's have a look. Okay, so what I'll do is I will put some dates for next week for the live streams in. If you could all let me know if there's anything you really want to know. Like, I kind of know where you're all at because I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this 19 years. I've been training people for 5 years. So I do know how and what you'll be going through, and I've been through it all myself. So I can gauge what things you need to know. But is there anything that you're like, oh, I wish I could ask her that, or I wish I could get some clarity on this? I know you probably at times feel almost embarrassed sometimes typing things, because it's like, oh, will anyone else be experiencing this? Or will I look like the odd one out or the oddity here? But you never are. Just put them on there. It's absolutely fine, and I can support you and I'll cover them. There's nothing you can ask that would shock me, or nothing that you can ask that maybe I can't answer. God, that was a bit bold. But most things that you ask, I know 99% of things I know the answer to, or I understand why you're going through it. How to connect more, yeah, Anne can cover that, no problem at all. I might do that on the masterclass actually, Anne, because there's so many different ways to connect to spirit, and I would like to, and it's about finding the right one for you, so otherwise it won't work for you, and you can just keep trying but it won't work. Can you go through connection, please? Yeah. Do you mean the actual connection to spirit and what you feel and the step-by-step process? Is that what you all mean? I feel like I'm stuck in my journey. Yeah. Your journey with spirit, that's normal, by the way. You get to a point where you just feel like it doesn't make sense anymore. Understanding my gift, explore my gift. Yeah, okay. So understanding the gift. If you watch the first one of these, you should kind of have a gauge as to what sort of gift you've got from that. But yeah, you're giving me ideas now for the masterclass, guys. Yeah, spirit, yeah. So Jane, whenever we're stuck in spirit, usually the biggest problem is with us. There's something going on. We need to cleanse, we need to release, we need to create more space to receive, because you're obviously ready for an upgrade. Yes, that's what I mean. I get so far with seeing things and hearing ringing, but trying more to connect with spirit. Yeah, so you're making the connection. You know they're trying to get through to you, but you're not making that actual connection. Yeah. Helen, how to receive messages. Yeah. Okay. That'll be different for all of you. Because I could literally say to spirit now, can I have a message for today on what to talk about next week for you guys? But I've got such certainty it will come in some way, and then I'll be like, oh, that's gold. That's gold. I'm going to share that. It's usually in the shower of the weirdest of places. Okay, yeah, I've got you then. I kind of know what you mean and where you're at. All right then, that's fine. Thank you very much, my darlings. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. It's half term here, so I've got some work to do, and then I'm going to take my daughter out and be a taxi service for the other one. But have a gorgeous rest of your days, and I will be seeing you all next week. Keep an eye on the group, and also please share this group if you feel that it's good and it's beneficial, but only with people who actually want to learn about psychic connection. Don't just share it with randoms. We want to keep this group really, really lovely and cozy, and with everyone that wants to learn. But yeah, if you feel that it would benefit anyone being in here, please add them in. It would be wonderful to receive them. Welcome to all our newbies as well. You are very welcome. I love you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for giving me your time.